Woo! Hi everybody, I'm back for day 2, step 2, part 2 of the Art of Effortless Feminine Manifestation Facebook Live series and party. So I'm going to give it just a minute or two before I start, because I have learned that it takes a minute or 2 or 3 for everybody to get online, get their computers up and running, get their internet firing perfectly, and I don't want any of you to miss the juicy content that we are about to dive into. So, let's see, it's saying I can swipe left and see my viewers. Okay, looks like we just have a few people scraggling on here. If you are here, how I love to roll is please interact with me. I know I can't hear you, but I can see your posts, I can see your hearts, your thumbs up, see all your little emoticons. So please definitely be engaged with me throughout. Let me know what you're loving, what you're feeling. Go ahead and post answers to questions that I'm going to be asking you throughout. This is a highly experiential learning environment, and as I shared yesterday, the reason why I have broken this down into 4 parts, even though it could quite easily be probably given to you in a 90 to, well, probably not actually that long, but in a half a day course, is because I want to give you the experience of testing out these concepts that I'm offering you, the 4-part formula, and not just inundate you with a bunch of information that then you have to process with your beautiful brain and not embody it. My mission in life is to awaken women to their truest, most potent, feminine, divine feminine superpowers. And the only way that we're going to do that, or have that, or be that rather, is by really getting in our bones, in our bodies, in our cellular memory through experience. That is what I teach you. Concepts are concepts, but when you're actually living this information, experiencing this information, getting tangible results from this information, then you know without a shadow of a doubt how it actually can apply to your life, and it's not just some concept that has you more frustrated than empowered. So that's why we've spread it over 4 days. That's why I'm wanting the interaction between us as much as possible. So like I said, the thumbs up, the heart. So those of you who are on here, let me know you're listening. Give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, give me a hello, give me a something. I'm going to put my screen back over here so I can see it. There we go. All right. Fabulous. Hola. Very happy to see you here. Woohoo! Yay! Thank you, Gabriella. I'm so happy yesterday was awesome. Hillary! Yay! Yay, yay, yay! Oh, thanks, Sarah. I know, blue. It's my little blueberry outfit. I even have blue legs. Blue is actually my color, I think. Funny enough, I would have never thought on my own. But every time I wear it, people say how fabulous I look. So, all right, so before we dive in, let's just ground us in. I know that there is a million things pulling at your energy fields, pulling at your mind, pulling at your heartstrings. Who knows what's going on? We are women, and there is a lot going on at all times. This is a busy world, so I am so grateful that you are here with me now, that you have taken the time out of your busy schedule to be in this experience, in this conversation, to receive this incredibly potent information into your lives. And I want to make sure that you are available to fully receive it and not still spinning from the earlier parts of your day or yesterday or what's yet to come. And I really, oh, Crystal, a gorgeous winter. Thank you. I know, maybe, I might be. Okay, so let's take a moment to breathe and ground. So I invite you to put your hands away from your computer or your phone if possible, if you're not holding it out like this. Put your hands in your lap, put your feet on the ground, and close your eyes. Just find yourself a beautiful rhythm of breath. You don't have to force anything. You don't have to do anything more than what's already happening. Just become acutely aware of that beautiful life force moving through your belly, moving through your breastplate, your chest plate, your throat, your mouth. And just begin to find any ounce of relaxation that you can while you connect to your breath. Once Once again, we're just going to feel our seats on whatever chair you're sitting on, knowing that at that connection point you are fully supported, divinely supported, just by being, just by having your butt be rested on something, you are physically supported. And by being here, you are more than physically supported. You are going to be emotionally supported, spiritually supported, sisterly supported, energetically supported, you name it. So just feeling that groundedness. If you desire, you can just shoot a little grounding cord down out of the base of your spine into Mother Earth. Mama Gaia's got us. She's calling us up. Now is the time for us to know these powers and that which I speak of and that which I teach of in this time together. She's inviting us to remember, put back together what we once knew for today's times. So allowing the energy to just flow into Mama Gaia, the grounding cord to go deep, 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 all the way down as far as you can imagine, all the way down, root that grounding cord deep, maybe pull some roots energetically, mindfully into Mama Gaia. Let her hold us, let her feed us, let her nurture us, let her nourish us as we bring back and bring up and recall the wisdom that already resides within you. So when you feel firmly rooted into this earth through your tailbone, staying connected to your breath, being rooted firmly in the seat that you're sitting in, I invite you now to bring your awareness to the top of your head, your crown chakra. And we're going to just open that up like two little flaps, like a little top of an attic door or basement door where there's flip up. And you're just going to call upon the desire, the desire, that which will be given to us from the heavens, from the stars, as we discussed yesterday. I call upon all of the cosmos that goes so far out beyond, that probably comes right back in below. We are one. It's the infinity symbol. So call in the power of the cosmos, the power of the stars, the power of the heavens, the power of spirit to be with us now. And I invite you to bring that energy all the way down through the top of your head, down in through your third eye, down, down, down. Let it permeate through your throat chakra. Breathing while you do it into your heart. And down into your solar plexus, your third chakra, then down into your second chakra, your sex organs, your lower belly, and then down to your root chakra and right on through back into Mother Earth. So that you are pulling from the heavens and you are swooshing it down into the grounding field. Just imagine as much of that energy coming through as possible, cleansing you out, clearing you out, opening you up to receive this beautiful information, to receive what's available today, to be brought back into wholeness with yourself and your deeper knowing as a woman and as a person on this beautiful planet at this beautiful time. Cleansing down, noticing if there's any places that just needs a little extra love and light and attention from the cosmos. And then whenever it's grabbing a hold of or clearing out, gets to swoosh, flush on out through the tailbone, through that grounding cord into Mother Earth. Let her molt it. Let her molt it for you. So if there's anything that's going to be in the way of you receiving this information today, grab it through the cosmos and the light energy permeating through your body, like a little cleansing bubbles and sparkles and crystals, just sweeping and clearing and grabbing and clinging to the stuff that does not serve. And in the out breath, you're going to flush it on out. Just do another round or two of that on your own. Make sure to get all the creaky, cracky crevices, anything that's still swirling around in that brain of yours. Clear it out, cleanse it out, move it out. Swoosh, gone. Right on down through the tailbone, through the energetic cord, down into Mama Gaia so she can molt it and rebirth it. All right, another few seconds there. If you are feeling complete, just notice if there's any difference in your field, in your energy, in your physical sensations. Enjoying the difference if you notice any difference. All right, I invite you to close up the top of your head now. And you can keep holding on to that grounding cord if you wish and keep it held throughout the course of this time, or you can release it into the earth knowing that it's done its purpose and it can always reattach when you need it. And we're just going to do a little body shake. Ooh, shake the shoulders, shake your hands, shake your wrists, shake your head, shake your neck. Oh, make some noise. Oh, shake your legs, shake your hips, just shake it, shake it, shake it. Just notice again. Do you feel any different? And when you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes and come on back. All right, Gabriella saying blue is the color of throat chakra and perfect for supporting you as a teacher of wisdom and for a professional speaker. Why, thank you. Seems like I'm going to have to get some more blue into my wardrobe. All right, well, once again, so happy to have you here. Thanks for the thumbs up and the hearts. It makes me feel so good to see those pop across the screen. It feels so yummy. I'm so happy to have you back for day 2, step 2, part 2 of the art of effortless feminine manifestation. Yay! And what makes this a party is we're going to have a ton of fun. We're going to be learning. It's a learning party. We're going to be growing. We're going to be playing in the field as we continue to add more pieces to this beautiful puzzle, which is going to make a whole lot of sense for you as we continue on. And I am so, as much as I'm so freaking, I love you, yeah! I'm so excited about today's content, and I can't wait to hear about how you did with your desires, your breadcrumbs, and your pleasure practices yesterday. Now, I haven't had a second this morning really to get on the board to see what's been posted and shared, so I'd love you to just type in just a little update, just say, hey, you know, oh my God, I posted my desires, I feel so good, or, ah, crap, I could not think of a desire, I'm really stuck. Or like I think I saw Hillary posted that she had just found it. She had some breadcrumbs. She got a penny and a quarter and something else she came across. So anything you want to share in this moment, whatever you discovered from yesterday, or if you weren't here yesterday, that's totally fine. In a minute, we're going to give you a recap, but just say hi. Tell me what you're most excited about. So let's just see what's going on. Give me some love there. I love the hearts, and type in whatever you want. And if you have nothing else to say, just say, hello, I'm so happy to be here. All right, I'm not seeing anything move. Not sure if that's my phone. Let me see if I swipe over this way, what I get. All right, well, I don't know. All right, got some more hearts. Okay, well, maybe you're shy or maybe there's a delay. I'm gonna move on. I'm not gonna sit around and wait for y'all to post in. But I definitely want to hear about what's been going on since yesterday. Again, the more we play in this practice, this is a community of practice, the more that we show up with, oh, this is what I learned, this is what I'm stuck in, this is where I'm not really sure about, this is what happened to me, then the more, all right, there we go. Yay, it feels great to be sharing this process with you, Hillary. Post my desires and they all have to do with aliens. Nice, Michelle. Well, I'm excited to read about that. And I have somebody to connect you with, depending on what those desires are. Very, very cool. All right, so I also want to welcome any new ladies who have joined us today. If you are a newcomer, hello, welcome. And I'm really excited and very grateful to have you here now. There's no worries that anything that you might have missed, we're going to do our best to catch you up. However, you definitely, if you haven't at this moment, or up to this moment rather, had a chance to look at yesterday's video, which is currently pinned to the top of this very group, you're going to want to do that. I'm going to give you the overview, but I won't have the fullest breadth of what I covered yesterday, so you definitely want to go back and check that out. And we are going in sequential order. However, you're going to notice, all of you that stick with me for these next 3 sessions, that there is some interchangeable concepts, but the steps are very specific. So know that you can mish and mosh how the woven weeble-wobbin of the information, but you definitely want to follow the steps. So Let's see. Oh, and if you can't find it at the top of the screen, because right after I'm done with this video would be pinned at the top of the screen, and then tomorrow's video would be pinned at the top of the screen, the group rather. So when you're looking for the videos, when you first get into the girlfriends group, at least on a computer, to the top left, I guess maybe that's left for you, I'm not sure how you're viewing me, there is like events, discussion, videos, pictures, and you click on videos and the video will be in there. So I just want to say that as well. All right, what do we got? Galactic Super Friend, nice. Desires and pleasure practices posted and still lingering with those. Awesome, Sarah, yay. Fantastic, thanks for the updates, ladies. Okay, so let's move on. Oh, also want to say yesterday some people had some technical difficulties. If that's the case and you're able to hear me, just know that it might be your internet connection, it might be your browser, and I guess some people had better luck when they opened up the screen to full screen view versus tinier screen view. So anyways, just want to let you know, and not to fret if for some reason you can't stay for the whole time or you just can't make it work technologically. These videos, as I shared, will be posted and remain on this group for the next couple of weeks at least, maybe longer. So just want to let you know. But as I mentioned yesterday, you definitely want to be in the zone of watching these videos in this particular 4 days and at least until Monday, because we're in the very tail end of a moon. We're actually stepping into a waxing phase. And so the time is ripe to be in manifestation energy. And because we have so many women in conversation with us and focused in together, the elevation of the frequency rather, is super high right now. So you don't want to like wait till next week to necessarily watch this stuff. You want to be in this energy as much as possible. And so clear some decks, clear some things out if you can. I highly encourage you, because you'll get the most results from that if you are, in the process. So make the space. All right. This session is going to be probably about 60 minutes, and I'm going to stay on longer at the end to answer any questions that anybody may have. And then before we step into the step 2, the part 2 teaching for today, I want to give a little recap. It always helps to review what we learned, and then for those of you that have hopped on newly or maybe didn't get a chance to watch the video, you'll get a little bit of a recap. And once again, for those of you that don't know me perhaps, I am Sierra Sullivan, and I have created this online learning party to teach you a manifestation formula that is fun, that is pleasure-filled, and that helps you command your life in a way that feels way more aligned than many other ways that we've been attempting to command our life, more at ease, more enjoyable, and without having to work so darn hard all the time. Who's up for not having to work so darn hard all the time? Give me some hearts, give me some thumbs up. I mean, heck, screw that. That's like so yesterday. Okay, speaking of yesterday, in yesterday's live video, I shared step 1 of the 4-part proven process that this whole learning party is all about, which is how to attract what you want the feminine way. So step 1 was linger in your desire. And we covered in great length what linger means, why it's important, how it's impactful for your desires, where we go awry when it comes to our desires. And so linger in your desire. If anybody has anything to share about that, you can just type it in, and as it comes across my screen, I'll shout it out as necessary. We also covered what desire actually is and why it's a necessary energy for expansion and growth in your life. Why that is, briefly, is because it compels us forward and tells us which direction we're meant to go toward. So it's actually the information that is coming forward from inside, from outside spirit, not necessarily from the tangible matrix of this 3-dimensional world, but rather it's an impetus that rises up, that compels us forward and puts us in the direction of our dreams and a broader, more expansive life. So desire is a really important fuel. And for some of you ladies that were here yesterday and said you're looking for your life purpose or you want to rebirth your gifts in the world, follow your desires, because that's going to be your energetic path marker that's going to have you actually get closer to what it is that you're meant to be offering or creating or co-creating in this world. So desires are really a beautiful gift that give us the exact pathway. That's why denying them can be so painful, because we get lost in all sorts of other shuffles, or everybody else's belief about who we're supposed to be, or how we're supposed to occur, the job we're supposed to have, or the money we're supposed to make, or the things we're supposed to do, and they may not have anything to do with what our unique design is in the world. So desire, good stuff. Some of you may have had a little trouble with desire in general. It is not uncommon. In fact, it's more common than not that women don't really know what we desire. The sad, I don't want to label it sad, but it can feel a little sad. The unfortunate part of this is that we have been conditioned to give so much to everybody else that we often don't even take the time to even figure out what we need, what we want, let alone what we desire, right? We're too busy pushing that away and stepping toward the benign life or the needs of others. So if you had a little trouble with that, no worries. Just put that on the Facebook group so we can support you. Like, raise your hand, say, I'm a little stuck here. We've had many, many, many women through my courses that have been in the very same position as you. It's not that anybody's more advanced or anybody knows more, anything like that. It's just you haven't given yourself enough space to be in the receptivity of what your desires may be. And that's why I talked a little bit about, if you're confused about your desires, look to where your jealousy is, because behind your jealousy is going to be a hint or a very direct information on what your desires may be. Yeah, and I'll be going over that in great detail. There's going to be an invitation if those of you who got all juiced up and want to continue on with me after these 4 days, because you're going to miss me and you're going to want to play with me throughout the summer. I'll be giving some information on a way to get to go deeper with me, and in that opportunity, we're going to go deeper into really getting clear on our desires. So just so you know, that's available to you if you're one of those women. We also covered the difference between a desire and a goal, and why it matters when it comes to manifesting. So just the short version of that is because desires come from your heart. They're just like, and goals come from your head. How do I figure out how to get from A to B to C to D? Okay? So huge difference, but that's what it boils down to. And lastly, I just talked about jealousy already. Why jealousy is a good thing when it comes to your desires and how it can help you get clear. So as I mentioned previously, in your jealousy lies your hidden desires. So be mindful of that. And then we also covered, and this was a big piece of the teaching yesterday, how to shortcut the process and distance between where you are currently and where you most want to be, or what you most want to call into your life. And again, the nutshell in that is by getting into the feeling state to match what you desire to feel when you have what you want. So as I covered yesterday, it's not so much that we want the things or the people or the places or the experiences as much as we want how we're going to feel when we have them. And so shortcutting that process is identifying your desires, identifying the feelings that you desire to feel when you have those desires, and then getting into current state with those feelings, getting yourself into practices, I call them pleasure practices, of how to feel what you're, to feel those feelings of the desire manifested in the present moment. That's the real secret sauce, magic sauce to the lingering in your desire step. So that's a really good one. So again, go back and watch the video if you haven't, or even go back and rewatch it if you feel you didn't get these concepts. Okie dokie. So we've covered step 1. Today is all about step 2, which is lean back. Lean way back. Now, this one's big. And I mean, it's really big. This is the one this is the step that most of us, because of our conditioning, because of society, because of the go, do, drive, push, make it happen culture that we are all born into, is the one where we have the most challenge implementing into this formula. And it's really one of the biggest pieces, because without the lean back, and the next step, which I'm going to teach tomorrow, which is the listen for the guidance, what happens is we go into doing mode, and we lose sight of what the desire was or what actually might need to be done, and we're not even present to the pathway, and we may already even have manifested the very thing that we desire, but because we're so in the go and not in the yo, we are going to miss some major path markers, some major breadcrumbs, some major easy things that are right in front of our face, because we think we have to go do something about it. Are you picking up what I'm putting down, ladies? Give me a holler, give me a shout, give me a heart, give me a thumb, give me something. All right. So, as I mentioned yesterday, all right, there's the hearts. Thank you, thank you. I think there must be a little bit of a delay. Yeah, awesome. All right, so as I said yesterday, our societal conditioning has taught us that in order to get what we want, we must go after it. Some of the phrases that we're used to hearing, as I put in the information, even to get you on this series, grab the bull by the horns. Well, that's not very feminine. Plan carefully and work hard at all costs. You will eventually get there. Climb the mountain, right? Figure out the how. Figure out the how. What's the plan? What's the 2-year plan? The 4-year plan? The 8-year plan? How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? What's it going to look like? What's the map? Sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. No pain, no gain. Right? We know these phrases. They're like ridiculous when you think about it. It's so, oh God. And you wonder why, women are like keeling over from heart disease and cancer and fibromyalgia is on the rise. Like we're just like these mystery diseases, because we're not meant to be in that energetic. We're not meant to be. It's a tragedy, really. All right. So as I mentioned, this step may bring up the most resistance simply because you may be so caught up in matrix life, right, and believing what you see versus believing to see, that this may rub up against you. So I just want to give you a little warning, and I want to desire deflation. Yes, exactly, Hillary. That's so true. Desire deflation. So if you're a type A personality, as I have tended to be in most of my life, this one is going to be the one that you're going to have the most possibility for growth in. All right. So, but before I go too far, I want to discuss a simple concept that has a lot to do with the lean back, which is doing versus being, which is really going to pave the truth, because leaning back feels very non-doing. It's like, what do you mean I'm supposed to lean back? It didn't a book just come out in the last couple of years says we got to lean in more, we got to speak up, we got to raise our signs, we got to fight for our right? That's debatable. I'm not really in that camp. I certainly believe that a woman speaking up for herself is an essential part of our growth, as we're talking about the throat chakra, right? I mean, we definitely have to flex what I like to call is our ask and receive muscle. One of the little funny sayings in this world of lifestyle eyes is nobody likes a flabby ask. So you want to tighten up your ask and receive muscle. So I am a firm believer in tightening up that ask. However, this has nothing to do with that, really, because you'll be able to ask for whatever it is that you need and desire when you're clear. When we're not clear is when we're like rushing out the door, thinking we need to go do something, make something, and then we're like, wait a second, we get down the road and we're like, wait, how did I get here? Is this really what I want? Wait, I think I need to make some adjustments. Hillary, I have a nice ask. Awesome. Yay. So I really want to break down doing and being as the basics for this lean back principle, because a lot of people get confused around how could in any beingness create anything tangible, right? This is the problem. We think that in order to get tangible, we must do tangible. And but really in order to manifest, it comes from the unmanifest. We are literally pulling from the field of information, field of our higher selves, and then we are working with the doing energies once we get the clarity. And again, we're going to cover more of this tomorrow in the Listen for Guidance, and then on Friday when we talk about the leaping. Friday's about the doing. So, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Crystal, that's right. So Friday is about the doing. So just hang out with me in the being. Right now we're still lingering. We're still in the linger. Now we're going to be in the lean back mode. And then we're going to be listening. And then we're going to be leaping. So trust the process, ladies. I got you. I swear I got you. Okay, so being and doing. Doing, by definition, is effort, activity. Right? It's, we all know what the doing looks like. Effort, that's such a great word. I've been coining the term efforting. It's a verb, it's not in the dictionary. Efforting. Are you efforting? You know when you're efforting because it feels mucky. It feels like, like you're wading through maple syrup. Actually, that'd probably be okay because it's sweet, but you're wading through the muck to get somewhere. You're resistant. You find yourself procrastinating. Our world would say, procrastinators, just get over yourselves and do it. And again, there's value to all of that. I'm not saying any of that is wrong or bad. I have no interest in changing those things. They're necessary tools in the scheme of tool belts. We've just been out of balance. And I want to introduce and bring you back into, like I talked about earlier, the remembering, the putting back together of the knowledge that we have deep within, that it's not just about the tangible and just about the doing. So efforting is a good sign when you're feeling like, that something's misaligned. Something's misaligned. Because if you're rubbing up against an effort, and I'm not talking about, let me just complete this thought. If you're rubbing up against an effort, then you're climbing a hill versus versus just you're swimming upstream is a better metaphor. You're swimming upstream. You're like, oh God, this is so hard. Now, if you're training for an Olympic swimmer, swimming upstream would be great. That's the kind of resistance you want. You want to build that muscle. But that's not what I'm talking about here, right? I'm talking about ease-filled, effortless feminine manifestation where we can actually, through our beingness, which we're going to talk about in just a second, we can actually call into our own field, which already is in our own field. We're not actually even calling it in. Let me actually be clear here. It's not about calling it into the field. It's about opening up our eyes and our senses to seeing what is already in our field, and then taking that information and knowing what is the right particular action to take when it's time to take that action. Thanks for all those hearts. Absolutely. Yeah. So doing is effort, doing is activity. There's a time and a place for it, but just know when you're efforting, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel the drag. You're going to feel the resistance, and that's a good sign to know that you're probably missing a crucial, incredible, powerful piece of the puzzle that would have it be a lot easier if you just leaned back. Okay? So lean back is a great tool to use when you're efforting and you're feeling that, you all know what I'm talking about. Lean back. That's a great freaking time to lean back. Being is existence. It's existence. It's just simply you just are. It's just you are. And some would subscribe to, myself included, that we were born into this world and there's really nothing for us to do at all. Somehow we got caught up in this idea that we need to do something to have something. And I'm unpacking that massively in my own life because I know I'm maybe a few steps ahead of you ladies, that maybe, who knows, I might be a few steps behind. I teach this because I'm passionate. I teach to heal my own self. I've healed my own self in this neuroses of thinking that I need to go prove myself to the world in order to get love. No, I am love. I simply am love. Just by being in my existence, I am love. You are love. There's nothing more we need to do or have or, create. And the society will eventually catch up because we're going to just not stand for it any other way eventually. And that'll just be what it is. It'll be a great bee. No more busy bees. All right, so being is existence. Being is the nature or essence of a person. Doing, that's what we're used to. My God, you know, we do. And some of you know what I'm about to say. We end up in a pile of doo-doo. And then we wonder why it freaking stinks. We're standing in our own doo-doo. Enough with the doo-doo. It's madness, ladies. It's total madness. Like, we have done enough. We have done enough, okay? And there'll be plenty more to do, believe me. Plenty more to do. So let's get out of it just for a little while. Let's just scrape it off our shoes, scrape it off our shoulders, get the shoulds out, you know, all that crap, like, done. No more should piles, no more doo-doo piles. In doing, we doze over. Now, if any of you, I'm from the generation where Jim Henson's Fraggle Rock was on HBO. And if anybody remembers Fraggle Rock, give a little shout out. Great little show for young children back when I was probably in my, 8, 9, or 10 years old. And they had these little characters called the Doozers. And all they did was they just built and built and built, right? And they were like, they were the doozers. They were construction. They would construct these buildings out of radish powder. And one day, the Fraggles decided that they felt bad about eating the buildings all the time. So they decided, we're not going to eat the buildings that the doozers build. And then they got overrun with buildings because that's what the doozers do. They dooze, they build, they're doers. So anyways, we dooze when we're doing, we're doozing over, and it's a doozy, believe me, things that may have important messages, okay? Oh, that's so funny. Fraggle Rock, there's a breadcrumb, Sarah. You were talking about Fraggle Rock yesterday. That's hilarious. So celebrate that breadcrumb. Report in on the Facebook boards about this. It's a good sign. All right, so when we're doing, we doze over the important things, or the things that may have important messages. We simply can't see them. The signs, we miss the signs, we miss the symbols, we miss the arrows that point, go this way, this is the path of least resistance, which is the very impetus towards our dreams and desires, but we're so busy doozing and doing that we're like, I'm going to get there, and I'm going to get there, and I'm going to get there, and why does it stink around here, and oh my God, I'm feeling really slow, and now I'm stuck in my own pile of doo-doo, and this really is awful, and it must be worth nothing, and I gotta... Yeah, right, okay. None of the doozing and doing. So, we don't even realize that we've bulldozed over in our process of all our doing because we're climbing, craving, going, trying. Oh, it's a ridiculous process, ladies. I mean, I could do a whole comedy act just on this alone. All right, you get the point. You get the point. Doing is a masculine state of mind. It's what the divine masculine was meant to do. We all have divine masculine, divine feminine within us. And feminine energy is like, it is literally, it's so lean back. She's just being, she's just like, what do I got? Who do I got? What am I receiving? And I'm going to share a little bit more specifics on this. And the masculine that she gets, she's like, oh, this is what must happen. And she informs her masculine, who's really good at making it happen. And he's like, yes, I will go do that for you. Let me go do that for you. What has happened in the society, both internally as oneness, each of us in our oneness, and then, of course, as a collective oneness, is we have valued the masculine so much and devalued the feminine because of multiple things, and even the fact that it's non-tangible versus tangible. We have just said, well, let's just go do. But without the receptivity that the feminine brings, without the beingness and the wisdom and the leaning back to literally receive, open up and receive, to get the correct information from the higher power, from the satellites that can see the bird's eye view, we don't have all the information to do. We have a tiny piece of the information. We have maybe the instance of the first desire, and then we go right into action, and we don't have the whole picture. because we didn't give ourselves enough space to receive it. So then we have masculine energy running amok all over the world, us, men, kids, you name it, running like crazy with no information. Imagine it like this. We'll put it in masculine terms. You would not send soldiers into a field without a plan, without a strategy, right? You figure out what is the actual plan, how is the, now I'm using the wrong words because plan and how have nothing really to do with it, but it's ultimately like, what's the big picture of the possibility, the fullest scope of the possibility, and then from there, what's the first step that you would want to take, and perhaps the multiple steps. But without the bigger picture, we don't have the information to even put the soldiers in the field in the first place. We'll send them into their death because they're just going to be like, oh, let me just shoot everybody, let me just kill everybody, oh my God, let me just, And it's like, whoa, 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 let's back up here, right? Let's look here, then go there. So that's what I'm talking about in the lean back. Don't just do for the sake of doing because you're going to be miserable every time if you don't follow this formula that I'm offering to you. Okay, let's see. Being is the simple act of becoming aware and available to your mere existence, which helps you become present to what's right in front of you. Let me read that one more time. Being is the simple act of becoming aware and available to your mere existence, which helps you become present to what's right in front of you. I'm sure you've probably heard the expression, thanks for all the hearts, yeah. I'm sure you've probably heard the expression, be, then have, then do. Do is last. We already have. We actually already have. That's the trippy part, that's the tricky part, and that's the part I would probably guess you're going to have just as much resistance to as you might to the leaning back. Because we don't see what we already have, and because we're so focused on the physical world and the external world that we get stuck in the I gotta see it to believe it, instead of, oh no, I believe it, so therefore I see it. We already have everything. It already flows through us. We are part of the universe. We have command of the universe. We are the universe. Nothing's being held over our heads telling us we can't do it or have it. It's just the way that we energetically focus our being with our doing and our receiving with our having, and our ability to actually navigate the very clues that are right in front of our face and not step over them and then get mad and be miserable and then be a literal, energetic push away of your desires. And this is what happens. This is what I explained all yesterday. So, how does one lean back? Because that's really the I have found, even in knowing this formula, teaching this formula, this takes the most cognizant commitment to this process. Because we're unraveling, decades for some of you, 40, 50, 60 decades, or 60 years of, conditioning, 70 even, this is been ingrained. And then generations before us who were carrying that cellular memory. So this lean back technique, which you're going to practice over the next 24 hours and throughout the week, is going to take you out of your trained impulses and give you more pause and receptivity to work with. Where did the lean back concept come from? Well, it's funny, and I would bet that some of you have probably had this very conversation with yourself. In my doing, I've had multiple stories in my life where I've just done, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted, this sucks, why am I doing this, I don't want to do it anymore, but I have to because I'm compelled, but I don't want to do it, and all sorts of really, real roller coaster ride of living our passions and, achieving in the world, which is another word I don't really subscribe to because it's not about achieving, it's actually about receiving. Yeah, a challenge to pause, absolutely right. So one day in my infinite spiritual higher self wisdom, I was in my own tizzy, and I was starting to reflect on, as I don't think I mentioned this, but I've been teaching women's empowerment for over 15 years. And as I am a student of this as well, I've had to learn to walk my talk. Lip service is, I'm no longer available to any information that I don't practice myself. It's just, why? Like, and I have practiced most of what I've taught, but there's always been a little piece of being like, oh yeah, I know that. But being it and doing it is very different than knowing it. And this is why I'm such a stickler for experiential, and why I'm like inviting you ladies to experience this versus just get this information. So one day I was reflecting on how much I do on a daily basis and really feeling like, my heart of hearts, I teach feminine empowerment. I understand that there's so much unmanifest in the world. And spirit, my inner self or spirit or whoever the voice is that I hear from time to time said to me, Sierra, you're gonna get there. It's destined. It's designed. It's part of your design. It's part of what has already been a seed within you. Like I talked about yesterday, the seed of desire comes from the package in which we were born into. And you're not going to like argue that an acorn is not going to become an oak tree. That's just what's designed in it. You plant it, that's what grows out of it. The oak tree's not going to be like, oh God, I don't have enough of this, or I better go over here and try to like play with the palm trees and show them that I'm an oak tree, or prove myself because I'm an oak tree and make myself fit in with the apple trees. I mean, that's just not part of nature. It's just not part of nature. And so the wisdom was, you're going to get whatever I'm feeling and compelled towards, and have been compelled to, I was being compelled towards for years and years and years, and getting so frustrated, not the juicy pleasure practice of, I was like, here I am, here's my desire, and okay, desire repellent. And I started to realize, my higher self said, you're going to get there. How do you want to get there? Do you want to get there working your ass off? Or do you want to get there by simply having a good time? And I was like, well, I want to get there by having a good time. And the big message was, well, then lean back. Stop driving and lean back. And I was like, right? Like that can actually get me somewhere? Like leaning back gets me somewhere? That makes no sense to me. It didn't make no sense to me. But the more I felt into it and the more I practiced it, I started to realize, yeah, not only because I'm going to get there. I'm already in the ship. I'm already flying towards the cosmos. I'm already in the car. I'm on the path. I'm compelled forward. I don't have to fight my way to be who I already am. Just take that in for a moment, ladies. You don't have to fight to be who you already are. Just be it. And I had a real tough lesson for myself around that when I didn't listen to the lean back. I taught this. I've been teaching this manifestation formula for several years now. Some of you ladies here have been in my courses, and what I really began to understand was that I still had a lot of undoing in my doing to do. It's a tongue twister. And when I got to a point of, I thought I had really mastered this, and then I realized that an old pattern had crept up, and I'd created this really amazing event. I'd done it several years, and a year ago, I got to the point where I was so maxed out in my doing, and I wasn't 100% walking my talk. I was maybe walking my talk 75 to 80%, but that 20% was a huge difference. I blew it all up. I blew up my brand, and I said, I cannot be in this doing anymore. And it was so potent because in that moment, I got the same message, only it evolved. And Spirit said to me, yeah, Sierra, you've been fighting so hard to be in the light, when all you have to do is be the light. You already are the light. So don't try to be the light, just be the light. Just be the light. And I was like, mofo, I can't even believe how hard I've been fighting to get in the light, to get in the spotlight, to let everybody know that I existed. Here I am, look at me, aren't I worthy? And I've been worthy this whole time, and I've been the light, and all I have to do is just shine that light. And how I shine that light is through pleasure, playing fun, and having a good time, and connecting with my sisters, and playing these manifestation games, and looking beyond the scene, and all the things that I'm here to teach you. So leaning back, stepping out of where you think you need to do in order to get and be. We're just going to flip that script. Flip that script. All right, let's see what else I got to say, and then we're going to get to home play. I think I've already covered some of this. In this hurry up, get there world, we think we have the full plan. God forbid we unfold. Okay, so we're going to try this on for size, this last little piece. I think I've actually covered all this, but because my notes, I kind of skipped ahead of my notes. I'm just going to make sure I don't miss this. But I mentioned the satellite view and the worm's eye view, right? Like, I love that view, like, yay, Hillary. Women have come with a built-in mechanism called diffuse awareness. We actually, and this is why all manifestation is actually a feminine concept. It is a little redundant to call this the art of effortless feminine manifestation. I really only did that so the men wouldn't be knocking on my door to learn it. Not that I wouldn't teach them, but I'm more juiced up about teaching it to you ladies at this time. And also because it's our divine nature. It's already part of who we are. So I'm going to just, and I've said this several times, I'm just here to help you remember what you already know in your bones and your cells and your memory, but you've just gotten confused and clouded and all fogged up and set it up from being in this world, right? So I'm just here to just remind you of what you already know. But the process in itself is actually quite feminine because we, as a built-in biological design, are built with diffuse awareness. Diffuse awareness is the ability to take in multiple bits of information at one time and know what to do with it. And why that was given to us as a biological piece is because we were gatherers, both in gathering with each other, but also berries and nuts and gatherers. We weren't hunters. We were not meant to be hunters, we were gatherers. And so we had to take in a lot of information about Mother Nature and Earth in order to even understand what was okay to eat, how the plants grew, what was, like just the vast amount of information needed in order to gather the right amount of berries, food, nuts, knowledge and herbs and healing and all the stuff that came with that. As well as, you got your kids running in all different directions. That's why they say moms have eyes in the back of their head, because you can be literally cooking on the stove, talking to a friend, the kid will be behind you ready to like bite the wire or something, and you know what's happening because you have this diffuse awareness. That's why when you're sitting there talking to a friend and there's a curtain askew or a pillow askew, you're kind of like, I gotta go fix that, right? Because we don't have the focus that are built into the masculine biological system. We can create that, we can develop that, we absolutely have, but our biological design is in diffuse awareness. It was meant for the survival of our species in the design of a feminine physical form. Men, on the other hand, they're designed single focus, right? If they're gonna, this all comes from Alison Armstrong. I learned a lot from Alison Armstrong, so I want to give some credit to this beautiful woman who has empowered me in many, many forms. Anyways, hunt the deer, hunt the deer, hunt the deer, hunt the deer. They can't be like, hunt the deer. Why is that pillow askew? Oh, there goes dinner. Oh, there goes my ability to provide for my family. So masculine is that focus doing, which I mentioned earlier, is a really great thing when you're clear. In the meantime, it's important to get all the information, and back in tribal culture, that's what used to happen. The men would come into the Council of Women. They would receive the wisdom of what the women said. The women would have all of the consideration of all tribes, all planet, all species, all beings, what's in the highest of 7 generations up, 7 generations back. And then they would inform the men where is the best place to put their focus for the necessity of the whole consideration. Not for a single use, single egotistical, selfish gain, because we've gotten caught in such lack mentality, but because of the greater gain of the entire planet. And only then, from that diffuse awareness, receptivity, beingness, lean backness, allowance, satellite viewness, would we put anything into motion and action in which to grow and expand what we needed. So this is huge, right? This is absolutely, hi Josephina, welcome darling. right? So this is a huge concept. This is a built-in mechanism. This is where we've gotten off kilter completely, both individually and collectively as a culture. So today's lean back is practice your receptivity. It's bringing yourself back into your rightness and alignment with your already existing built-in biology of wisdom and receptivity and knowingness and diffuse awareness that then you can at any point bring, not at any point actually, we're not going to skip tomorrow's lesson because tomorrow's lesson is in that lean back, you can listen. And then Friday, we're going to get to the doing. We'll go back to the doing. But that doing will feel more like being because it'll be so much easier because you'll have all the information and you won't be running amok and getting frustrated. All right, where are we at? We're 5 minutes out. Okay, cool. So I think you get the gist of this. Today's home play. I am desirous of you playing with the concept of leaning back. Leaning back. So one of the ways that you're going to do that is you're going to begin to notice, you're going to become just so tuned in throughout the day. All you need to do is look for those moments where you get that impulse to do about anything. Anything, okay? We're just going to play in the field. This is all pleasure research. This is all experimentation. This is all just a way to up-level this information and get it in your bones, right? Have the experience of what I'm teaching so you know for yourself. So anything that you have the impulse to do, I want you to become aware of it. Because you're not supposed to do anything right now. You're in lean back. Lean back. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. Don't do anything, okay? And even if you have to do something like there are things you're going to have to do. You're going to have to pick up your kids from school. You're going to have to make yourself a meal. You're going to have to take your makeup off or brush your teeth before you go to bed. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the impulse, noticing when you have a thought or a feeling or a sense or an inspiration, how quickly you may want to go into figuring it out or doing something about it. And we're just going to play with that because we're going to just play with that so that you get a sense of it. You'll probably have a lot of questions about this tomorrow and the next day, but for the sake of today, just start to notice your impulses to do and how often they occur throughout the day so you get a gauge of how much into the doo-doo, how stuck in your doo-doo you really are. Okay? So I am talking about your thoughts, your emotions, and your urges that grab you and send you deep into doo-doo land for no particular reason, just because you're in a habitual pattern around the doing. Okay? And yeah, pretty simple practices today. That's really your only home play. I also encourage you to take today to continue to linger in your desire. So we're in step 1, linger in your desire. Step 2, lean back. So if you haven't created your desires or if more have come forward, it's going to with Crystal. It's going to look like a sewer for me. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you are going to be deep in the muck of your doo-doo. I can guarantee it. This is really a big process. Yeah, a really big process. I could probably teach this one over the course of a week alone, just this concept. All right, so you're leaning back. You're lingering your desire, you're noticing as your desires keep forming, write them down. They might be morphing, they might be changing. Pop on the Facebook group and post them. When you have a new desire, get your pleasure practices, begin to feel what you want to feel when you have that. Okay, so then how can I feel that today? That's going to help you be in your lingering. What are the pleasure practices for your desires? Lean back, lean back, lean back, lean back some more. Oh, wait, no, lean back. Especially when you want to do. When you really get that, like, you just, no, even if it's just a second, that lean back could just be a, okay, go, right? It doesn't have to be, you don't have to, I'm not saying lounge around all day, and I'm not saying not lounge around all day. You can lounge around if you want, ladies, you deserved it, because you piled up that doo-doo forever. You can lounge, and obviously be smart about your life. I'm not giving you advice to just, run off and, shirk your responsibilities and leave your poor kids stranded at school or whatever, So yeah. All right, let's see what else. I think that's it for today. Just want to say reminder, tomorrow we go into step 3, the listen, same time, same bat channel, so noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Right here in this very thread here. Same, you figured it out so far, so come on back at noon at Pacific and we will be live once again. This video will be pinned at the top. Yesterday's video will be somewhere in the mist, but as I mentioned, you can always go and find where the videos are, videos, photos, discussion, whatever they have. You just click on the videos and you'll find the video there. We may find a way to somehow maybe we'll put it in the notes, so how to find it. Facebook changes so much, I never know. So come back tomorrow, invite more girlfriends, right? I mean, it's not too late. They can go back and listen. These videos are going to be up for several weeks. There's going to be an invitation for a deeper dive journey with me over the summer, which is, let me just tell you, summertime is the perfect time for manifesting because the energy of the whole planet, at least maybe the planet that has summer, maybe not Australia because they're in winter, but they're still warm down there. The energy, summertime energy is all about birth. I mean, we went from birth into life. So this is going to be an amazing time to rev up your ability to play, and you're also going to feel more fired up and hot and sexy and juicy and sweaty and fun and playful and splishy and splashy. So there is a little offering that I have. I'll just throw out the link. We're actually still even working on the link, but there is an invitation to take a 8-week adventure with me in a deeper dive, supercharged, super pleasure experimental way. So I'll just throw that link out now, but don't worry about it if you're not feeling it, and we'll talk more about it in the days to come. But it's lifestylized.com/manifest. So lifestylized, lifestylized.com/manifest. And just go check that out. And there's a video that I go deeper into it. And there's, all right, I fell off for a second, but I'm back. Fell off and I'm back, yeah. So anyways, that aside, come back tomorrow, come back Friday, go back and listen to the videos that you've missed. You're gonna get so much great information. The main thing I want you to do this week is interact. Interact with us. We're going to have some prompts, share and engage with each other, fire up these desires, fire up the energy, be in super playful mode. This is all about the experience. I don't want you to just take this in your noggin and not do anything about it. I really want you to be in the experiential of this. And again, bring your friends back. It's the more the merrier. Let's keep this fired up and get more women knowing this information. I mean, has this been valuable so far? I mean, we're only halfway through, and I hope you've gotten some nuggets. And even just a pile of doo-doo. If you got a woman out there who's in her own pile of doo-doo, sister tribe activism. You owe it to her to get her out of that doo-doo and over into this BB and have a little party with us. So. And that's it. So we're at the top of the hour, and I am available for any questions that you have and anything that you would like to. Well, Trinity, I just saw you join. You keep missing the live, but all of the videos are here posted. So catch up. We're going to, this will be posted right afterwards. You can just check it out, carve out some time, get in there. So now it's time for questions. I'll be here as long as you have any questions. And if you don't have any questions, again, we like to do at the end of every little gathering that I host is a thing called Favorite Frames, which is taking a snapshot, a moment, maybe a nugget that you learned, something that you had an aha about, and just typing it in and saying, wow, it was really amazing when you said this, or it was really amazing when I heard this, or this really popped for me when this was expressed. So go ahead and... All right, we got out of the doo-doo and into the BB. Exactly. Yeah, that's a good one. So just share and any questions, and I'm just going to be sitting here, I don't know, whistling Dixie, singing Dance Your Cares Away, worries for another day, let your music play, down at Fraggle Rock. All you Fraggle fans. If you have never seen Fraggle Rock, as I mentioned earlier, it's such a hilarious, hilarious show. It still stands up to the test of time, even though it was in the 80s. Go check it out. You can Google Fraggle Rock and probably get some YouTube videos. And Google Doozers. D-O-O-Z-E-R. Get the Doozers. And stop being a doozer. Doozing over all the beautiful signs and whatnot. Great Sierra quotes. Thanks, Crystal. I love having you here. Awesome. So I know there's a little bit of a delay. So again, I'm just going to sit here. If you have any questions, if you are not sure about questions because you're just saturated with pleasure and fun and play and the concept is blowing your mind about leaning back, you can always post your questions on the Facebook group. I'm going to be pretty much living in that Facebook group for the next couple of days and then throughout the week. So I am available. I'll make myself as available as I possibly can to answer any questions. And you know, I'm just so honored and so grateful to have had you here and to that you've said yes, and your own desire to be here has had you show up, whether you're here watching this live or watching this later, that you've taken the time out of your schedule. I know it's a big deal. And what you're receiving is pretty powerful, pretty freaking powerful. What you're receiving is, I'll just say it has changed everything. You know, when you go to that link that I shared with you, the lifestyleize.com/manifest, and that video on there, I share some pretty potent things that I and people that I have worked with have manifested out of the blue. Huge, amazing things that you would never think, and that just cannot even come from any planning, cannot even come from any doing. And I want that for you. I want that for all of you, because that's our natural birthright. That's the being and the having, and then the doing. You only do because you're compelled once you already are, and you have what you already have. All right, so I don't see any more questions, so I will let you ladies go, and we will see you tomorrow, same channel and same time, 12 Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Lots of love. Thank you so much, everybody. We will see you tomorrow, and I'll see you on the Facebook group. Woo, woo, woo. Dance cares away. Worries for another day. Let the music play. Down a Fraggle Rock. Bye.